have good ears. So the metric system. What makes the metric system popular? Because everything is a multiple of 10. That's what makes it popular. So if you look, for example, on the handout I gave you, we'll begin with kilometer. Kilo, or kilometers, or use kilo, which is, we use the letter K for that. And that's equal 1,000. Hecto, we use the letter H for that. And that's equal 100. Deca, we use DA for that, which is 10. Now, if I'm talking about length, that'll be kilometers, hectometers, decameters. So everything is 1,000 meter, 100 meter, a 10 meter. When I use a deci here, that's just D. That's actually 1/10. If we use the centi, which is C, that's 1/100th. If I use the milli, which is M, and that's 1,000. So again, if I'm talking about length, we measure the length in the metric system usually in meters, which we use M for meters, the unit for that. So a kilometer is 1,000 meter. A hectometer is 100 meters. A decimeter, it's 10 meters. 1 meter is a meter. Decimeters, DM, decimeter, is 1/10 of a meter. Centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. And millimeter, it's 1,000 meters. You have them all right here. What makes this is popular, everything is a multiple of 10. That's why the metric system is popular. If you go to Canada and you're driving, you see the speed limit says 90. Trust me, that's not 90 miles per hour. 90 kilometers per hour. Kilometers they use. Or kilometers. Depends who you talk to, some people it's kilometers or kilometers. So they use kilometers or kilometers for a distance. It's not as long. The kilometer is roughly 0.62 miles, so it's not a half a mile, it's a little more than half a mile. If you're into running, anyone runs? When you run a 5K race, what's a 5K race? 3.2 miles. When you run a 10K race, 10,000, that's 10,000 meters. That's 6.2 miles. That's what you run there. So most of the races they go 5K race, 10K race. Nobody says 3.2 miles. It's always a 5K and 10K. Now, if we're dealing with weight, if you're into the health field, a lot of times when you go see the doctor and you take your baby with you, so my baby's sick, they go, let's see how much you weigh. They go, 27 pounds. No, they don't care about that because the weight has to be in kilogram. All the dosage come in kilogram. It says 1 tablet for 12 kilogram or 40 kilogram. So they have to know how many tablets to take per day. So for weight, we teach a class called Math for Nursing. We do all that conversion. For weight, they use kilogram, kg. 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. We also use milligram. Milli is 1,000th. That's 1,000th of a gram. So a kilogram is 1,000 grams, but 1 milligram is 1,000th of a gram. Really tiny, tiny amount.
So why don't we just use those metric systems?
Well, a few years ago, everyone decided, let's try that. We had that metric system for years. So a few years ago, people said, let's try the US units. And everyone tried them, and nobody liked them. They switched back to the metric system because everything is a multiple of 10, except us in the US. We stubborn, we like to keep that unit. But if you go outside the US, if you go to Europe, everything is in metric. Again, you go to Canada, everything in metric. You go to the Middle East, everything in metric. You look at the physics book, everything in metric. Yes?
Yeah, like I was in Bermuda and like I was driving because you're out to the car and I was going like way over the speed limit. My dad's like, why are you going over the speed limit? I'm like, it says 90, it's like 90 kilometers.
Yep, it is. Everything is metric, and if you get gas, if you go to get gas, you're in for a shocker there because they use liters. So when you pour in gas in your car, you look, oh my goodness, 40 gallons. My car doesn't hold 40 gallons. It's not. It's 40 liters. And a gallon is roughly, it's not equal to a little bit less than 4 liters, 3.8. So everything is done in the metric system, which is nice because you'll see when we start converting, we just move the decimal point because everything is a multiple of 10. But we stubborn. Oh no, it's our way or the highway. We want to use our units. You don't like it? Tough. Move to another country. You know. For volume, we use liters. Now, kiloliters. Kilo is always 1,000. It's 1,000 liter. Kilo. Milliliters. It's 1,000th of a liter. So when you buy a bottle of water here, it says how many ounces on the bottle of water? Most of them. I think is that 19.2 ounces? I think 19.2 ounces.
I don't have my glasses.
Yep.
I can't see it. I don't have my glasses.
Blind leading a blind. I'm
Yeah.
worse. Nice and cold. You didn't use it, right? You don't want it?
I do.
I can't. I'll get up under the light, maybe.
This is on the bottom.
The bottom. I can't see when they're on the white part here.
Oh my God, I can't see a damn thing.
Yeah. I think it's 19.2 actually. Most of these bottles of water, some funny number. But that's probably
500 milliliters.
Is it? Yeah, probably half a liter. Yeah, I want to say 500 milliliters. A liter is actually 1,000 milliliter. That's where a liter is. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Is equal to 1,000 milliliters. Now, for lengths, here we go. We did the length, right? Kilometers, meters, hectometers, we did that. Yep. So those are the units we're going to be using. Time doesn't change. The mass in kilogram or 1 kilogram equals 1,000 gram. 1 gram, by the way, backward here, equals 1,000 milligrams, if you look at this equation backward. So let's convert some units back and forth. And let's see. Now conversion, that's what the topic again. 1.5 grams. I want to change that to milligrams. The same thing we learned before. 1.5 grams, color-wise, 1.5 grams, we're going to make it over 1. So we're going to multiply it by what? We need grams on the bottom and milligrams on the top. If you look at the unit, 1 gram has how many milligrams? Isn't that 1,000? The grams will cancel each other out. 1.5 times 1,000. When you multiply by 1,000, you move the decimal point how many places? 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. Over 1 times 1, which is 1. So what do we have? 1,500 milligram. So 1.5 gram is 1,500 milligrams. When you go to the hospital, the doctor will give you 5 milligrams of Benadryl, 10 milligrams of this. You're sick, they give you an injection, they take a syringe, they put some, there's cc a lot of times, cubic centimeter, that's what cc's are. Yeah, cubic centimeters. That's what cc is, which is 10 cubic centimeters is 10 milligrams. Yep. 1 milligram is 1 cc. So when they give you 5 cc's, that's cubic centimeters or 5 milligrams. So this bottle, for example, if it was filled with vaccine, we said 500 grams. So that bottle of water, you have 500 grams. And you actually going to take them, put them in syringes now. There's a syringe. That's my picture of a syringe. Fat syringe, needle, that thing. And each one of these is going to be 5 milligrams. Each one of them. How many syringes can you fill? How many people can we vaccine with that bottle of water if that was Ebola, vaccine? Thousands of people. Why? First, I got to convert that to what? Milligram. 500 grams over 1. I need to multiply that by grams on the bottom, milligrams on the top. 1 gram is how many milligrams? 1,000. So that bottle that you have with you, instead of saying 500 grams or half a liter, it actually has 500,000 milligram. It's a lot of them. And each syringe can hold how many milligrams you're going to put in it? 5? So what is 500,000 divided by 5? 100,000 syringes we can fill with that. So we can vaccine 100,000 people with something as big as that bottle of water. If it's 5 milligrams. If it's 10 milligrams, we can vaccine how many? 50,000 people. The only problem we encounter sometimes, and that applies for the metric units too, and I mean the US units, sometimes you want to convert from one to another. You don't have a direct way to get to it. An example, you go to Peter Pan right now, say, I'd like to get a ticket to Boston. I'm sorry, our buses don't go to Boston tonight. What do you mean? Oh, we don't run to Boston. Well, what do you have? I have one that goes to Worcester. Good, I'll take it. Is there a bus that leaves Worcester to go to Boston tonight? Yes, there's one leaving at midnight. Perfect. So you go from Springfield to Worcester, get off the bus, grab another bus in Worcester, go to Boston. Well, this is the same thing. Sometimes we give you units and I don't have a direct way to get to it. I might give you something like this. I have 0.2 miles. I'm going back to the metric system, miles, and I want to change that to inches. If you look at the handout we gave you, we do not have one that says 1 mile equals how many inches. You can look, it's not there. So guess what? What can I do? I can convert miles to feet, then go from feet to inches. From Springfield to Worcester, then from Worcester to Boston. So I'll take 0.2 miles, that's over 1, and I'm going to convert that to feet first. So I need miles on the bottom, feet on the top. 1 mile has how many feet? 5,280 feet. Point 2 times 5280 is it 1056? Feet. Well, I don't want that in feet. The problem is convert that to what? Inches. So now we take the 1056 feet, that's over 1, multiplied by, let's convert that to inches. You go, I need feet on the bottom, inches on the top. 1 foot has how many inches? 12. And 12 times 1,056, and that's 12,672 over 1, which is 12,672 inches. So if you have to go from a unit to another one, but you don't have a direct way to get to it, convert that along the way. If I have 4 quarts of liquid, and I said, can you tell me how many ounces that is? How many ounces? A quart has how many pints? 2, right? So 4 quarts, that's over 1. I can convert that to pint. I need quart on the bottom, Q here, pint on the top. 1 quart has 2 pints. That's equal to what? 8 pints. Now the 8 pints, 8 over 1. Can we convert now pints to cups? Because I don't have a direct way. I go, yep, pints to cups. 1 pint has how many cups? 2. So now we have what? 16 cups. That's over 1, 16 over 1. Can we go from cups to ounces? Yep. Each cup has how many ounces? 8. So 16 times 8, 128. So if you have 4 quarts, that's what you got. 1 gallon's at 128 ounces. That's what a gallon is. Half a gallon, which is what? That's a 2 quarts. That's 64 ounces. So when you buy juice in big containers, it says 1 gallon. Look at it, it says 64 ounces. I mean 128 ounces, I'm sorry. 128 ounces. If you buy half a gallon, that's 2 quarts instead of 4, because the gallon is 4 quarts. So a gallon of milk, when you buy it, is 128 ounces. Half a gallon is half that number, 64 ounces. Now, how would I convert from kilometers to meters to hectometers to decimeters, all the good stuff? Ready for this easy one? How about 12? I'll say 12 hectometers. I'll play a trick on you since you said divide by 10. I want to change that to centimeters. This is what's nice about that sheet I gave you today. Again, if you don't have one, I got another extra one. Come get one. That's why we like the metric system. Watch how nice. Where's hectometer? Right here. That's where you are, see? Hecto. Right there. And where do you want to go? To centimeter, right here. To go from here to there, you have to travel how many places? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which way? To the right. So take your decimal point. Right now, the decimal point at the end of the 12. Move it 4 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the answer? 120,000 centimeters. Everything is a multiple of 10. Everything is nothing more than moving the decimal point. How about 213 meters? I want you to convert that to kilometers. That's 213, right? There's your decimal point right now. You're going to go from meters to kilometers. Where's meters? Right here.
It's the base, right?
Yep. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 0.213 kilometers. Yep. Just move decimal point. 21.6 DAM. I want you to convert it to DM. DAM to DM. Where is DAM? Deca, that's right here. Where is Deci? DM. Right there. You're going to go from here to there. How many places? 2 to the right. 1, 2. 2160. $5,123 millimeters, mm. And I want to convert that to hectometers. So this is the millimeters, right? You want to go to hectometer right here. How many places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the left, right? So let's take my number. 5, 1, 2, 3. There's my decimal point. 5 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.04 0.512 hectometers. Nothing fancy, just move the decimal point. Now in this section, one more thing left is how do you change from metric to US? Metric to US. And there's also, if you're a computer person, you probably heard this terminology. I'll put these. Gigabyte. Anyone knows what gigabyte? GB. Look at that. That's what? 1,000 million byte. What's 1,000 million? It's a billion. Megabyte. Mega is a million. We get the mega ball. You know when you play that lottery, the mega ball, you win millions of dollars. That's why it's called the mega ball. Mega is a million. Microsecond. Micro. It's 1/millionth. Microgram, 1/millionth of a gram. So micro is one. There's also milli, which I didn't see here. Oh, down here. So giga. Here we go. We use the letter G for giga. Giga is 1 billion. Mega is 1 million. Micro is 1/millionth. 1/millionth. If you buy a computer, you're probably going to hear that terminology. Gigabyte, megabyte, and micro. Microsecond, the delays, milliseconds, nanoseconds. But sometimes you want to convert from, especially in physics, from metric to US or US to metric. And to do that, that means you saw the speed 95 kilometers per hour in Canada. What does that mean, miles per hour? We have to know the relation between miles and kilometers. A mile is 1.6 kilometer. A mile is also 1,600 meters. I'm lazy to write them down, but I'll put them up there. So these are to go between metric and US. We'll start with length. One mile equals 1.6 kilometers. 1 mile is also roughly, approximately. You see sometimes that squiggly line, that means approximately 1,600 meters. So that's what a squiggly line, approximately. 1620 actually. It's not 1,600. 1 kilometer is roughly approximately 3,300 feet. 1 meter is approximately 3.3 feet. 1 meter is approximately 39 inches. 1 foot, approximately 30 centimeters. And 1 inch is approximately 2.5, it's actually 2.54, but our book uses 2.5 centimeters. For length. For weight, if you have to go from one to another there, a ton. We said how many pounds a ton? 2,000. But I want kilogram. In kilogram, roughly, that's 910 kilogram. Approximately. Everything is approximately, squiggly lines. 1 kilogram, approximately 2.2 pounds. 1 pound is approximately 450 grams. And 1 ounce is approximately 28 grams. This is for volume, capacity. One kiloliters, that's 1,000 liters. That's a big container. It's not a small one. Approximately 260 gallons. One gallon, again, if you go to Europe, 3.8 liters. Gallons, GAL, by the way, to be different than gram there. 1 liter is approximately 1.1 quart. 1 liter is approximately, since the quart has 2 pints, should be really 2.2, but that's rounding. It's approximately 2.1 pint. And 1 pint is approximately 470 milliliters. So for example, you pull your car in Canada, you said, I need to get some gas. You stop at the gas station, and you go, it took 42 liters, sir. You go, 42 liters? How many gallons that is? How many gallons? I took 42 liters. We convert, just like we learned the first day today. Notice I make it a fraction. I'm going to multiply. Since liter on the top, where do you want liters? On the bottom, gallons on the top. Do we have one that has liters and gallons? It says 1 gallon is equal to how many liters? 3.8. Same method. 42 times 1, 42 divided by 3.8. I'll cheat. 42 divided by 3.8. It doesn't stop, but 11.05, and it keeps going, but that's good enough gallons. If you divide them, that's approximately 11.05 gallons. The book might decide to have fun with us on some of the questions. I'm not sure how the intensity of the homework. I don't really look at them, but they might say to you, can you add these numbers? They might give you 3 kilometers plus 250 meters. Well, you can't add them. It's like adding 3 watermelons to 250, I don't know, pecan nuts. They're 2 different things. So what I need to do is convert that to meters. A kilometer is how many meter? Kilo is what? 1,000. So 3 kilos, that means we have what? 3,000 meters. Add to it the 250 meters. Now they match. They're the same type. What's 3,000 plus 250? 3,250 meters. If they want the answer in kilometers, oh, I don't want it in meters, I want it in kilometers, so no problem. 3250 meters over 1. Meters on the bottom, kilometers on the top. 1 kilometer has how many? 1,000. The top times the top over the bottom. Remember, when you divide by 1,000, you move the decimal point to the left. How many places? 3 zeros, 3 places. 1, 2, 3. That'll be what? 3.250. I don't need the 0 there, which is 3.25. Or you might be asked to convert, let's see, 48 inches equals how many meters? Again, going from inches, US units, to metric units. That's 48 inches over 1. I need to multiply inches. I want inches on the bottom, meters on the top. 1 meter on that cheat sheet I just put on the board, on the screen a few minutes ago, it's approximately how many inches? Where was that? Isn't that 39? Approximately 39 inches. So put 39 for that. .48 over 39. Let me divide that. I'll use the calculator for that. 48 divided by 39. 1.23, and there's more digits, but I'll stop after 2. 1.23 meters, approximately. You said you saw the speed limit in Canada to be 95 kilometers per hour. That's what it means. I don't want kilometers per hour. I want miles per hour. So can I convert kilometers to miles? Since kilometers on the top, I want kilometers on the bottom and miles on the top. Again, 1 mile is how many kilometers? 1.6. See that? 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. That'll be 95 divided by 1.6 miles per hour. What's 95 divided by 1.6? It's roughly 59.4, this is 60, miles per hour. So when you see the speed limit in Canada saying 95 kilometers per hour, you're going almost 60 miles per hour. Not 95 miles per hour, 95 kilometers per hour.